Winner bracket semi-final. We got the Saboteurs going up against the Enjoyers, everybody. On the left in blue in our first map of the best of 3 series. We got Hazorps on the Haka, Death Knight playing in Uberak. Dino is rocking Phoenix in game number 1. We got Yasuo and Karazim and Rutsu on Greymane. On the right side of the map, the Enjoyers with Arian on Falstad, Ether on Urel. We got Itrax on Murden, Lavakal on Stukov. And in game number 1 already, Kelthas. Yep, Mr. Gravity Labs. So let's check that out. Once again, quick reminder, when you don't see a draft in any of the games that I'm uploading here, it always means that the game was cast from replays. There were so many games and a lot of the qualifiers that we couldn't cover everything. So that's why we are sometimes heading into replays after the fact, just to bring all of the coverage, not only to Twitch, but also to YouTube. Winner bracket semi-final. It's actually from the 5th qualifier, and I had to go early on the first day because I had family in Valencia visiting, and we had a dinner reservation. And some people, I'm not gonna call names here, but some of the Germans and the French were a little bit delayed, and that delayed everything, and that caused me to leave early. So, as we're heading into our first game, we already have Dragonshire up, and, well, let's see what we're getting there. All the way up at the top, we got Hazu, just trying to get on lane. And they don't like him. They don't like the old man at all. So Hazu was just trying to quickly get on lane and help that out here, and none of that happened. So goodbye to Haka, he's already gone. In the meantime, we are already looking at Kelthas with a couple of stacks, obviously heading straight into Mana Addict as usual. And we have camps after the 1 minute mark taken immediately. Both of the teams are starting to go for it. And, well, let's see who gets the first Dragonite. On the global side, we have 1 global for each team. Obviously, the birdie here, Falstad for the Enjoyers, for the Polish team, and Dehaka. And it seems like Yasu is coming in. Standard build so far from Karazim, as per usual. Iron Fists. Again, haven't seen any other talent on that hero in at least 3 years, I think. So, yep. Standard play from him. Actually, also interesting to see that they are going into Karazim in game number 1 already. I mean, the mobility on that team is pretty insane. You have the Warp on Phoenix, you have the Dive on Nubarak, so everything is coming together for them. Urel killed up at the top as they are taking control over the bottom of the map, but the blue team now, with Death Knight as he moved towards the top, able to reclaim this. And, well, there we go. A little bit of damage done at the bottom of the map. We got 4 on the board for both, and in terms of talents, the Biotic Armor is now in, and in addition to that we get a Netherwind. So again, Gravity Labs as a follow-up on any kind of initial CC that we're getting from the red team is always neat. If you're chaining a Stormbolt, Lurking Arm, and also Kelthas and Gravity Labs, you put yourself, of course, in a really nice position in these team fights. Death Knight up at the top, has to dive out, and is already doing that. And it seems like we might get a Dragonite, and yep, there it is! DK is taken. Phoenix delayed the recapture of the bottom shrine long enough for Karazim to make a move, but Arian is trying to take Dino out. Oh, it nearly was able to pull it off. While they are fighting here in the middle against the Dragonite. At the top, another fighter's broken out too, focusing on Rutsu this time. But could turn on Urel in a moment, and yeah, might do exactly that. Really nice attack though from the Saboteurs. I mean, they're obviously the favorite in this series, but still, they've now broken through the gate and towers in the middle of the map fairly easily. Dragonite still active and doing his thing. And while they are fighting this out up at the top, Nubarak got popped. So, easily eliminated. And down to the bottom of the map, we now get, with level 7, also the Divert Power weapons. We get the Feeding Frenzy, we got the Chitinous Plating, and the Blinding Speed here, as they are already using that to dive after Phoenix. And Yasu is trying to get out here, but he's gonna be out of luck with this one. Yeah, there's already a little bit more of extra damage thanks to the Living Bomb, and he's obviously trying to get away, but it ain't happening. Goodbye, Karazim. The Bald Man was destroyed, and, well, 4 kills now to 2. Enjoyers are still ahead in kills, by the way. So with that kill in particular, they are starting to pull ahead, at least on that account, but generally the experience is still the same on both teams. A nice camp down at the bottom of the map has already been taken, so this is always the neutral one. Pretty sweet when you can lock that in for yourself. 14 stacks also for the Enjoyers on, well, when we're talking about Kerosene now, sorry, Kalthas. So good for him. Can get that shield as well. And all the way up at the top, well, we got the push straight for the wall. And honestly, they need a bit of... Okay, the help is coming. Quick look at the minimap, and yes, we have not only Urel and Stukov coming in here, but Kalthas is also on his way, so they were hoping to get even more than just the camp. They are trying to go for Azorps, but he's already sniffing this one out from a mile away, realizing that there's too many heroes missing on the minimap. So he's taking it super safe, and they won't be able to catch him here. A little bit of a lead now in experience for the Saboteurs, so an early level 10 is definitely in the cards. Nice damage against Falstad, and it's enough to take the chicken out. So, goodbye. Yeah, ends up in the KFC basket. Oh, and Chick-fil-A. Which I, by the way, still haven't tried yet. It's honestly annoying me. The last time that I was in the US was earlier this year. I was in San Francisco, and close to my hotel there was a Chick-fil-A. And since everybody is always talking about it, and also how it's supposed to be when it comes to fast food restaurants, I mean, again, we're still talking fast food here, duh, how it's supposed to be one of the better ones. And I still haven't tried it. It's absolutely ridiculous. When I lived in Los Angeles, I think we wanted to go once or twice, but it was always Sunday, and they're closed on Sundays. So that didn't happen either. So every single time that I see the birdie go down these days, I am reminded that I still haven't tried it. So the next time I'm there, I really need to make it happen. I'm probably going to be horribly disappointed, just because it's still fast food. But at the same time, I tried quite a few of, you know, the bigger names that everybody says, oh, you have to check it out, like In-N-Out, for example, or whatnot. So yeah, at some point I have to go to Chick-fil-A, and I like chicken, so why not? But yeah, it's kind of weird. That one still eludes me. Anyways, 7-side strike is in, and by the way, we get the Planet Cracker. It's Cracker time without Murky. So far we've only seen it with Murky. So what are they going to use for decent stun comp? They have a few stuns. And goodbye. All right, so Falstad is dead. Nicely done. That's the perfect finishing move, honestly. Planet Cracker. Massive beam, and up at the top we get the quick attack against the top side fort. So this one is going to fall quickly. And down at the mid lane, a little bit more damage has been done there as well. And both of the teams now with level 10 abilities, 4 kills to 4. In addition to that, we're also looking at a 1-level lead for the Saboteurs, which will result in an earlier level 13. At least quest-wise, a few of them have now been completed. But so far, it's been a good game for the Saboteurs. They have taken one of the forts out. They are definitely the ones driving the bus at this point and making the decisions. And Ether, if he... Alright, good for him that he just didn't jump in or anything, because that would have backfired heavily, but he could still. There's the Gust, and Dehaka, he gets killed, and the camp gets taken. Good for the red team. Nicely done. They not only get a kill, but they also take their camp. So this could have been a problem. That was a pretty nice move. Good Gust coming in there too from Falstad. Now we got Falstad with 9,000 damage. I mean, look at the damage numbers. This is nothing too crazy. Considering that we have already 9 kills in the game, this is actually ridiculous how low the damage output is. Look at this. We are 8 minutes in. Top damage for the blue team is at 8k, not even. Falstad is at 9,300. This is ridiculous. Those damage numbers is nothing. For an 8-minute game with 9 kills? What? Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Like, what happened? I'm honestly looking at this and I don't even understand how this is working, but yeah. Now they're going for Nubarak and they take him down. A little more damage was done at the top of the map too. 13 talents are available for both teams. That gives us also the virulent reaction. And quickly the move down to the bottom of the map to try and use those siege giants and that Phoenix in this case to break through that wall and see if they can do a little bit more here. So one tower already down, and they're going for the camp again. They're pretty diligent with this neutral bruiser camp, which I honestly like. So yep, they're coming in there time and time again, just doing their thing. And by now we have them in control of another camp. They can go for the shrine. Topside, obviously, the same thing is happening for the blue team. Now as the Saboteurs are trying to push for the next Dragonite, which would be the third, by the way. They're already at 2. Next one would be the third right here. Nice and easy push down at the bottom of the map. Yeah, it's not gonna do too much, honestly, like this. It's a zoning cracker. It's a zoning cracker, everybody. That's all that we're getting from this. So yeah, Hazops is still diving out now as Death Knight is starting to make his move again. But they still got damage on that fort. They weren't able to take the entire thing down or anything. Now, in the meantime, we also have this push coming up at the top on the Bridge of Death. A little bit of a team fight that they're trying to force at the bottom of the map while all of this is going on. Still the majority of the kills in the hands of the Enjoyers. So, there's that. And now maybe a chance to go for Dragonite for the red team. I don't really see it, particularly since Greymane is already retaking the bottom shrine. But this one has done damage, so yep. That's going to be maybe even a tower that they're taking down here, but the gate has already been destroyed. That catapult is still doing some work. And the catapult is going to take that tower down. Come on, buddy, you can do it. I believe. Yep, there we go. So, yeah. Bridge of Death is slowly being opened up. And, of course, they're on level 16 and half a level. Ooh, nice Tong Connect from the Haka. And instantly a problem for Urel, who has to pop her ult. That's a big cooldown that just got burned. So yes, nicely done. Isolation of the Haka. I didn't give them the kill there, but still. Decent cooldown, burned. Isolation is going to be back a lot faster than that. Would have, of course, been ideal to take Urel down in this situation. But still, 7-sided strike. They're already pushing Ether back away. Yeah. Dinos to be careful too. It's gonna have the Planet Cracker up in a couple of seconds, and they might even be able to lock in another DK. And yep, there we go. Dragonite number 3 for Karazim. Alright, some ball power over here. Karazim with a ball decision to go for the Dragonite, and the fort in the middle. 16 versus 16. Epic enter for Anubarak so that he can epically enter the opponent's backline. Still that typo from Blizzard, even after years and years of Heroes of the Storm. There's still a space missing, guys. There's still a space missing. I'll forgive you for now, but eventually you have to correct that mistake. In Karazim. Yeah, that is discrimination against people without hair. Karazim gets killed. Oh, Ether finds a sweet spot over here, and then has to be careful that he doesn't die against the Siege Giants, I guess. But yep. Stukov is now gone, and Nubarak is gone. It is a slaughter over here, and Urel has a bit of a death wish, or does she? No, Greymane goes down, so does Phoenix. What a fight. That was weird as hell, but 4 kills for the Enjoyers. Damn, they're really gaining momentum right now. The Enjoyers with 10 kills to 5, elite in experience. The problem that they have simply is that they suck at the objective. They haven't gotten a single one yet. But they can take some of the of the forts down. So they lost 2 already, but at least they're able to take this one out at the bottom of the map. So good for them. Damage output, a little bit more by now. Still nothing crazy. 20,000 for Falstad, 20,000 for Greymane. So it's still a very tame game when we're talking about general damage. But they are going for another move against the Haka at the top. Down at the bottom of the map, Muradin is still escorting those Siege Giants in, and these guys mean business. I mean, damn. With that, they now have taken the wall down. We're having another camp taken over on the right side of the map. And, yep. Let's see. Over on the left, another camp about to be claimed. Obviously, teams are now working towards level 20. We also have Ignite, by the way, on level 16. And the Eerie Gust. But the game is still fairly even. I mean, we're 30 minutes into the game right now, and it's still pretty even match between the two teams. There's a structural advantage for the Saboteurs that they are going to try and hold on to for as long as possible. But then on the other side, we have just this team fight value that they get over and over again. Again, the attempt for the camp. And I gotta say, when it comes to mercenary camps, look at the difference here in experience. On the mercenary camp side, they have a huge lead. Hero experience, they have a huge lead as well. They're falling behind on passive experience. And when it comes to maintaining control over lanes and get the minion experience. But just generally, decent moves being made here by the red team in an attempt to lock in the lead in this best of 3 series. We're in the winner bracket semi-final, of course. So if you win this one, then you are already making a huge step in qualifier number 5. So yeah, that would be big. But there's another Dragonite about to be taken. Karazim is trying to take this down at the bottom of the map. Only Urel is stopping him here, or Dehaka would have been able to go for the DK. And while they are trying to take him down, Terrazine can dash out, and the problem that they're really facing is the keep at the top. That one is still getting attacked. Urel is very likely going to start making moves to prevent that from happening. But this is already way too much damage, and they've already given up on it. The Catapult is just doing too much work with the ranged minions. That's a keep. Free keep now for the Saboteurs, and that's just bad news. Ether eats the bullet over here. Urel nearly going down. So, yeah, that's another problem. But kind of wild that they had to give this one up. Yeah, good timing. I mean, all centered around that play for the next Dragonite. Now at the bottom of the map, this exact problem is occurring again because the Enjoyers have to defend the shrine. And level 20 is a bit faster for the Saboteurs. They still have that passive experience lead and that advantage, but Falset has now moved towards the top. Problem is that the Haka is also saying alone will force him off eventually, so they're looking at another potential Dragonite now. Top is being taken. If they move somebody into the middle, they can make a play there for DK number, I believe, 4 at this point? That won't be too shabby. And the Haka's already on his way. So is Urel, so they're at least going for an even play. Oh my god, Muradin with the big jump. Gust is in, Hazorps on the channel, and that's another Dragonite. Dragonites in the house. Okay, so that's already pretty good. Ashalanor. Salami. Oh yeah. So 10 kills to 5. Red team is starting to struggle a bit here. Previously was still fine that they were fought behind, but now they're just losing too much ground. Losing that key was a big problem. They're still getting kills though. They're still doing a fantastic job when it comes to team fights, to isolation plays. Gust was once again absolutely on point by Arian. And now they can just move forward, try to take down that Dragonite. And to be fair, it didn't really do a whole lot for the Saboteurs. They didn't even get a fort out of it. So yeah. I know. I gotta admit that I kind of find it still amusing. Planet Cracker has such a fun ult. It's so silly. I love it with Murky in particular, since Octograb is just a hoot. But yeah, they are still getting value out of this. The problem I have is that nobody's dealing with that top lane, and there's Catapult after Catapult that's pushing through this now. So while they are pushing for the bottom keep, they're also losing more and more hit points on their fort. And just look what's happening over here. They're still trying to make another play. They're giving up the keep at the bottom, not even fighting for it. This is wild. I think they're just gonna go for a core race. Guys, they're just racing. This is going to be a race. The problem are these catapults. I don't know if they can hold this. This is 3 against 5 on the core. But the catapults there, we got Siege Giants there as well. Greymane on the other hand. Oh my god, who's going to take this? I have no idea who's winning this. Falson is down. And it is the blue team that takes victory in game number 1. As both teams go for the core. The Saboteurs with the lead in the best of 3. GG.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
Game number 2, Saboteurs have taken the lead with that little core race that we saw towards the end of game number 1. And now we're heading into Garden of Terror with Hazorps on Diva, Death Knight on Stitches. The comps are getting a bit wild over here. So we got a Tannis now from Dino. We know that he obviously loves to play a Tannis whenever he can. And Meta Madness gives you the perfect opportunity for that. Rutsu with Reina, and we get Yasu on Tyrande. Over on the right side of the map, we get Lavakal on Uther, Ether on Malthael, we get Arion on Zeratul, Itrax on ETC, and Alvaros with Jaina. So, 2-0, or is it going to be a comeback for the Enjoyers? What's going to happen there? I mean, right now, we have, again, a cleave build. So this is already interesting because with the cleave build on Zeratul, we are most likely going to look at a wombo combo, right? Void Prison again, and then Jaina with a ring. That's a possibility here. Are you kidding me? They figured it out with the owl and got some vision, and then Death Knight comes in with the monster hook. Look at that. And Alvaro's like, help me! Help! Oh, what a perfect opening. They're not getting a kill. Death Knight is most likely going to die. Still goes for the Master Taunt on the spray, and I absolutely do not fault him for that. That was just too... What is she doing? Why are you running on your mount? That's not how you do it. That's a completely new way of pulling this one off. Look at this. Oh, Yasuo. Wasn't that fixed? Why is this back? Love it though, looks fantastic. I don't know what I like more. The Stitches play that we just saw, then with him dying, or just Tyrande balancing on top of her mount. I mean, it's already great. Tyrande's just running on it. This is honestly is gonna be awesome for the rest of the game. I thought that bug was fixed. That was a thing for a long time, and I thought it was gone, but apparently they reintroduced it again. I mean, yeah. Alright. We get a Prog Rock on level 1 for ETC, 4 stacks for him already. And as we're now heading into the early game with the first camps claimed, let's see who locks the first seed. And it's going to take another half minute before it gets announced, but again, we're obviously also looking at Jimmy over here, as he's going to try and get those auto attacks in, make sure that he gets the single target damage connected. But yep, I mean at this point we're getting all the way at the top. Dino with his Artanis is still trying to control this here. Artanis actually not going into any stacks, reactive parry into the shield battery here. Dino, again, he has been playing him quite a lot, and Meta Madness gives you the perfect excuse to bust out your Artanis play every now and then. When this many heroes are already banned out, then that is the perfect situation. Cleave build continues for Zeratul. Now, obviously, there's still a chance that he decides to go into the Might of Narazim, even if you go into a Cleave build, but that opens up a possibility for a wombo combo with Void Prison into Jaina Ring of Frost. The problem is just simply that it's too easily interrupted these days. It was the go-to for a long time, and then teams just figured out how to apply proper pressure on one of the two parts of the combo and ruin it completely. The hook missing! The interrupt is still there. Alright, Death Knight is just playing with his food at this point. So, has to come in this time for a bit of an auto attack. Seed hasn't been claimed by anybody yet, but it gave Artanis a lot more time up at the top and forced Zeratul to react. With Siege Giants also doing damage in the middle of the map, the blue team is off to a great start here. They did work at the top. Death Knight, on the other hand, gets killed again. That's the second time now that he died. Both deaths against him. So, gets body blocked, and that allows ETC most likely to get the channel. Maybe not 100%. That's the interrupt from Tyrande. Probably has another owl. I love how they're just delaying them. They're stalling them the entire time, and then are able to do damage in the middle, damage at the bottom. All of these structures have now taken... I mean, look at this. One tower down, middle of the map, one tower down, second one nearly destroyed. Up at the top, Artanis has taken the entire wall down. Now he himself might pay the price for this. Tries to get a swap, does, and gets killed. So yeah, congratulations, you got the swap, but you still died. Now Jaina down at the bottom of the map. Artanis dying there, by the way, is not even that big of a deal. If you take the entire wall down and just sacrifice one hero in the early game, I mean, who cares, right? So yeah, doesn't really make that big of a difference. Since they had everyone else still on the map and could rotate Stitches up so they didn't lose out experience on the lane, they're fine. ETC now also with Echo Paddle. That could lead into a stage dive pick. That's still a possibility for them. And, well, with that, off we go. So... let's see what else we're now getting. Because right now, we have the next seed coming up. Bit of a lead for the Saboteurs and experience. Nothing too crazy, but again, it's there. And as they're starting to push this out a bit and try to get at least something done here, the seed will get claimed. The position is just too good for the blue team, so the opponent doesn't even try to make a play for it. Instead, we have Zeratul sitting up at the top, has gone into the Seeker in the dark. And Jaina with the Ice Flurs right over here. Okay, so the stage is pretty much set for level 10 abilities, and I want to see if we're going to get that Wombo, or if they're deciding for a different setup already in the middle. Yeah, they're trying to go for Rutsu here. Nice single target damage coming from Mena though, as he's starting to push them back. Has to be a bit careful against Malthael on the other hand. Those last rights that we're likely going to see could also be a problem. If this was a different map, I would advocate for Divine Shield and Tormented Souls Malthael, which would be pretty fun too. But there's a couple of things that they can still set up. And here come level 10 abilities. We could, of course, also see the Holy Cow. Divine Shield on ETC with a good mosh pit. That would be pretty neat. There's already a swap as they're going for ETC. Ring of Frost, Void Prison. They are going for the Wombo play. And now, with Divine Shield locked in, the Holy Cow becomes a possibility. Let's go! Give me those dance moves, ETC. Mosh it up a little bit, and then Divine Shield straight up on the target. Yeah, down at the bottom. They're giving this seed up, aren't they? Nobody's even trying to interrupt this. Instead, they're trying to go for Dino, but that's 2 seeds to 1 now. There's the hook. No Gorge. Ooh, and a very early Divine Shield. Damn, they were really afraid that ETC would be taken out here. Yeah. He's a beefy boy, and they wanted to make their play, apparently, but nope. Malthael is already on his way back up towards the top. And as all of this plays out, the team in blue is doing more or less the same thing. They're making some nice moves right now in an attempt to take the camps on the left side. Bruiser camp, Siege Giant camp, both of them are being attacked here. Diva with the bunny hop, as we already saw. And at the same time now, Malthael able to lock this in. Only 4 kills so far. I mean, honestly, it hasn't really been that brawly of a game. With Death Knight hitting his level 13, he will also get the hook extension as per usual. So then he can start to be really dangerous with those hooks, and we'll see if we're gonna get some follow-up with a nice Gorge and then maybe a follow-up stun from Tyrande. That's honestly what I've been waiting for a while now. Yeah, good dodge. Also, talking Jaina, she is only at 5,000 damage currently for her baseline, so it's gonna take her a while to get to her ice block. Oh, that mosh pit, baby, that didn't do anything. Yeah, they tried to mosh it up there, that didn't work, and this Ring of Frost combo attempt also fairly low. Instead, Zeratul goes down. He was just, I mean, honestly, he was just basically destroyed because his mosh pit was too sucky. So they just said, like, yeah, you're not even gonna get a heal. Ring, at least with 1 connect, so they're going for Stitches again. And it paid out earlier, or paid off earlier for them as they took him down twice. Maybe they can do it again as ETC slides in for another stun. Uther thinking about following up on it, but they just don't have it. So unfortunately for them, the entire combo setup didn't really work. They were hoping for a good mosh pit, but yeah. Neither the mosh pit nor the Void Prison as a initiation worked for them. And now they also have this Divine Shield out again, so the ults are really not working. All of the combos that they could try and execute here are not working out for them. Some of them are being forced on them, of course, and then they just don't have the cooldown ready anymore, but all of this is just not working out properly. Artanis gets killed at the same time, so Dino is now dead, as we have the first last right stack for Malthael. So the Enjoyers are getting another siege as well. The problem is that they're losing a fort in the process. So on the one hand, they are now even when it comes to the objective, but then on the other hand, you have them with a first fort lost, so that always is a bit annoying. I guess at the end of the day, it really comes down now to who takes the next seed. That's going to determine a lot. I mean, most likely there's going to be a team fight for it, so whoever wins the fight and then gets also the seed will gain some momentum. Will probably find themselves in a situation where they are pushing with a numbers advantage in heroes and then can use that. And ETC is dead! He doesn't know it yet. Well, probably he does, but yeah, he's not going to survive this. Or is he? A little bit more damage, baby. Yeah, Jimmy was trying to go for the camp still. Alright. Yeah, that mosh did nothing. That mosh did absolutely nothing. That's a bit unfortunate. I was rooting for him. I was rooting for ETC. ETC just wants to party. He's a party animal. But that didn't really go his way. And this likely means that now, yeah, there's the Garden Terrors. So Garden Terrors for the blue team, and that's the big opportunity to take a big lead here. If they destroy both of these forts, that would be massive. That would be absolutely huge for them. And they're going to try to pull exactly that off. So a little push over the top. Meantime, we have a small attack down here. But yep, this fort is not going to make it. This one is definitely going to get destroyed. The one in the middle, they're working on this one as well. And at least here, the defense has been a bit more successful. So yeah, good for them. And down at the bottom of the map, yep, they're still trying to take this one out. The problem is that the blue team is also pushing with everything that they've got at the top, and they're getting closer and closer to level 16 talents, so this could happen in this push, even with the garden tower destroyed. And don't get me wrong, we're not there yet. It might become a problem if the blue team decides to push in with Siege Giants and a level 16 talent advantage, and yeah, they're looking good. They're getting damage onto that keep. D.Va is in the middle, so while they're retreating here at the top, they are taking down that fort in the mid lane, which essentially means that the red team now doesn't have a single fort standing anymore, and they've also lost the entire wall at the top to make matters worse, so the keep is exposed at this point. Taking the walls out just to make sure that there's no additional vision for the team. And with that, we now have level 16 talents, Pulverize is in, Paint 'em Red is in as well. We're getting Empower. And the next team fight, and for some reason the Enjoyers think that it's a great idea to fight without level 16 talents, and I kind of disagree. They finally get it here, but it's already past the fight started, and that's a camp that provides an aura for them that they are ruthlessly using. ETC is dead, so is Zeratul, and Uther a hook kill from Death Knight. And Malthael is also in what we call in professional circles deep shit, so he's going down too. And that's it. 5-man team. White baby. 8 kills, 2-4. And that is a big one. So, did he just hook the mage so that they get a globe? Or did he just hook whatever was in range? I mean, either way, we now have them with 4 kills ahead. And they're obviously not stopping at the keep. They're going instead straight for the core. And this looks like the end of game number 2. The Saboteurs here in the winner bracket semifinal. They are going absolutely hard on the opponent, going through them like hot butter through cheese as they take down the core, I would assume. And yeah, well, claim victory to advance to the grand final of the winner bracket here in qualifier number 5. Nicely done, great job, well played, and congratulations. A 2-0 victory for the Saboteurs.
Thank you everybody for watching the video today. I hope that you enjoyed the show and the commentary. And keep in mind that the spoiler protection that is going to run for the rest of the video is made possible by all the support on patreon.com. So guys, if you want to support my work, if you want to help me start new projects and keep the spoiler protection in place, please consider heading over to patreon.com/Khaldor. There's also a link in the YouTube description, and check that out. Thanks in advance, and see you guys next time with more esports coverage here on Khaldor TV. Have a great day.